Hello?
Hello? Hello? My husband cut off.
Hello?
What's your name, babe?
My name is Tyrell.
Tyrell. Where you calling me from?
Wow, I can't believe I really I'm calling you from New Jersey. Let me
Okay,
get
just
to some
play
light.
this for me, baby, and get to some light. Now you want to chalky hue like me. We can't even see you right now. We can't even see you. We can't.
All
Where
right,
you
I'm
at? Did you
coming.
disappear? Where you at? It's dark. You know you need light.
Yes, ma'am.
You know you need
I
light.
can't believe you really found me. Like you really selected me. Okay, I'm ready.
Okay, what's your name again?
My name is Tyrell.
Tyrell, where you calling us from?
Um I live in the Bronx.
Okay, stop moving, love. How old are you?
I am 35. I turned 36 this year.
When's your birth? What's your zodiac sign?
I'm a Gemini.
Gemini. Okay, you have any kids?
No, I do not have kids. I would like to.
Okay. What do you do for a living?
So right now I'm an instructor assistant for an IT school. I teach cybersecurity.
Okay. So this is Tyrell, right?
Yes, I'm Tyrell.
Tyrell, Bronx, 35, a Gemini, no kids, and instructed teacher for IT school.
Yeah, for an IT school, I teach in cybersecurity.
All right, babe. What kind of woman you looking for?
Um, okay, so I'm looking for a woman who can understand me and who I am. A woman who has control or is learning to have express her emotions in a positive, healthy way. Um, So I want to say something. I want to get it out the way now, since I'm. This is so surreal. I can't believe you really. It's nice to. Hey, Kendra. I
Hi.
wanted to say I love you and I think you're awesome and thank you for doing this.
Thank you, baby.
I had so many things that I wanted to say. Like I imagined it so many times. So I'm
Oh,
just. Excuse me if I'm a little nervous.
it's okay.
Um, so I just want to get this out the way. I have dealt with the same sex before.
Okay.
Um, so I want to get that out the way.
So
And I'm looking.
now, do you consider yourself bisexual, or is that just the past?
I would consider that so more so the past. I don't want to. I really don't want to live in that way anymore. It's not. It's not healthy for me. Like I'm not shaming anybody else, but I just prefer not to live that way. I'll give a little background about myself. Like I was raised without my father. Like I never knew what my father looked like until like 2020. Like I just met him, so I had no really positive image of like of a male in the house that I can like emulate. Um, so I just wanted to get that out the way because I want to find a woman who I can vibe with that can understand me and see me for who I am and like more so energetically, So I just want to get that out the way. So if I
Can I ask
resonate,
you one more question about
sure,
that?
sure. I'm
How
sorry.
was that years ago? Like, when was the last time
Well,
you
my
dealt
last
with a man?
relationship was with the woman. It was in 2021. We broke up in August. Um, Before then, I was already kind of working on being abstinent and um, not really like giving into lust or anything like that. So
So do you remember? Do you recall when the last time, like how many years ago it was when you dealt with a man?
it was more so before I got in a relationship with her.
So do
So
you
I
know
got.
what year that was?
Oh, I'm sorry.
The
That was
reason I'm asking, because this is
early.
what I'm asking.
That was
Let me
early
tell you,
2021.
2021. Okay, so that was a few
Early
years ago.
2021.
Okay, yeah, that's why I'm asking. Just because I think that, and it's so funny. We've been having this conversation lately, and this is what I do love about my show. And I had another guy that was on the show. You are done with that, but he's a
Yeah, I don't
man
want to
that
live
was,
like that.
yeah, he was a man that is openly bisexual. He was saying he prefers a black woman, but most black women have an issue with him being openly bisexual. And, I'm a black woman. I don't speak for all black women, so I will never pretend to do that. But I would just say, I think most black women, we just, you don't think of that. You're thinking that you want this man that just likes women. So I just wonder, is this something? And the reason I asked how long ago it was, because let's say if you would have said 15 years ago, does that change the dynamic? Like, oh, it was 15 years ago. That really was something. It was 2 years ago. But I think ultimately your honesty is appreciated. And I do think, whether they'll say it out loud or not, women are respecting honesty and seeing, okay, can I get with this? I was ignorant to the thought of it, but maybe if this guy checks off in every other category, I shouldn't be closed-minded to it. So maybe that can happen.
Yeah, I hope so. Like I have a few other things. Like I am nice. Like I don't know. I've been watching your show, and I've just been watching a few things, and I see a lot of women like well, I guess a lot of women like nice guys finish last. That whole thing. Like I'm going to treat you good. I'm going like you're going to have the code to my phone. You know, I don't have anything to hide. Um, I'm a pretty I like to I'm a pretty honest guy. You know, I like to keep it that way because I don't like to try to like hide things or sweep things under the rug. You know, but one thing I wanted to mention is I want to have a family. I want to be a father because I never had one. But that's not my only reason. But I want to have a legacy. So I am looking for a woman whose ovaries work, who's looking to settle down, have children and things. I'm trying. How you get these comments off? I'm not trying to look at these.
You can swipe it to the right, swipe it to the right in the comments. You won't see it.
Okay, I
Let,
got
let-
it.
Now let me ask you this though: do you still find attraction to men?
I don't act on it if I feel it, but it's kind of like whatever wolf you feed is the one that grows the strongest, I believe. So I feel like it's something like when I'm single, I work on not really giving into my like sexual urges at all, like not looking at porn or doing anything or that would arouse that, like going to like bars and things. I just want to be in a place where I can use my sexual energy more responsibly, you know, and I want to put it into, you know, one woman, if that makes any
It
sense.
does. So the reason I ask that is this: I think this is a real concern for any race, a woman that wants to date a man that has a past of men, because we know it takes a woman and a man to create a child.
Right.
So sometimes men who are bisexual say, I want a woman because I want to be a father. You know, I want a family. I want to have a child. So the question then becomes, okay, you use a woman or you're with a woman to have a child. When you have the child, do you then go back to dating men? Do you then
No,
go
no.
back to, well, I mean, but this is a real question because
That
it's
okay, I
like, you know what I'm
understand.
saying? Like that's a real question, and that woman has to figure that out because let's say she is willing to go down this road with a man that's had a man of the past, and you know he's making clear I want to have a child. She wants to know that once we have this baby, you know, now that you're a father, because it's happened. I've had men on my show that have dated. I have men on my show that I had a pastor actually. He was with a woman, had a son, but he said he always knew he was gay. He did say in his case he told his wife to be, she knew. But in the end they got a divorce and now he's just, you know, focusing on men. So it is something that a woman has got to be clear. I know I would have to be clear on that.
I understand. And for me, it's nothing. I believe there's nothing for me in that life but darkness. And I don't want to bring those impressions into my family unit. Like once the woman that uh, you know, that I end up having children with, I just want to be with her and move on from there. I don't have any intentions on going back to men. You know, even when I'm single, I exercise self control. I'm working on it. To you know, I'm human, but at the same token, it's something that I've been working on cultivating. So when I was with my ex, you know, I was just with her. There was no like infidelity issues or anything like that.
Okay, fair enough. All right, so you know you want to have children.
Yeah.
So what's some other things you desire before we go to your deal breakers?
You said what's the question again?
I said, what are some other requirements before you go to your deal breaker?
Requirement. I would prefer a black woman. I want, you know, I love black women. I love the way y'all think. I love y'all humor. I love everything about black women, you know. But I will say, like, I am learning some things that I didn't know before because I wasn't when I was younger, I was in a place where I was under a certain belief. I didn't believe that a black woman would ever want me because of my past. You know, I felt like that was something they could just sense, and they wanted a more edgier guy, a more masculine guy, you know. And when I got with my ex, it kind of like, you know, woke me up and had me realize a few things because she was black. But I would prefer to be with a black woman. You know, I, you know, I can't. Like I guess beggars can't be choosers. I don't know if it's good to say that. Like you know, but I would. My preference is a black woman. You
Okay,
know,
fair enough. You want to go to your deal breakers? What are some of your deal breakers?
my deal breakers. Um, I'm not with like infidelity. I feel like because I want to work on towards being married. I believe in, going to therapy and things like that. I feel like every black person should go to therapy. So I'm spiritual. So if you're like an eighth, like I would prefer you to know how to pray. I would prefer you to have some kind of spiritual life or some kind of relationship with God. Like I don't need you looking at me weird if I quote a scripture or if I start praying, if you hear my gospel music or something like that. I'm really still tripping out that you selected me, like, and I did have a little bit of a blunt. So I'm letting y'all know, like, I smoke weed. I'm working on stopping, So
You're good. You're good. There's
um,
people that like people that smoke weed. So you have no kids. Can the woman already have children?
um, uh, I'm not sure. No, I don't think so. I don't. It would be nice. Like I said, beggars can't be choosers. Like as long as you're still trying to, have a family with me and give me children, I think I might be. But I would prefer to start a family unit fresh, like of my own. Like, because not this is not shading anybody, but like I feel like if you already like, I would like my first chance to to have a family. Like if you already had kids, that means you had your first chance given to you. So if I have the chance to get that, I would like to take that. It's the same way I feel like when I got with my ex, I felt like my mind started to change about things. It's like if I don't have to settle with the man, I don't want to do that. And I realized that's not how I want to live, you
Okay,
know.
that's fair. That's fair. What's the age range you want to do? You're 35.
Um so I don't know, I would say maybe 25 to if your ovaries work. No, I'm joking. Maybe 25 to 40. I don't want to. I'm just joking. I don't want to make it seem like I'm just looking for a woman to be like an incubator for my baby. Like I'm really looking to, be with a black woman preferably, and but I also like to let it be known. Like I have a few things. Like I feel like people should come with warning labels. So I have a few things that I'd like to say that you might like. One, I talk in my sleep. That's one thing. Let's see. I also, I think that's that's one of the main ones. I'll just say that. And I really don't have that. Let's just say I need to learn how to eat pussy better, if that makes any sense. I'm sorry to get graphic. I know it's been graphic on the show, but I feel like I should say that. Like I'm working on it. Like I was looking up, like you can find everything on Google. So I was looking up like instructions and stuff, like how to do it. I just need to practice more. Like when it comes to like giving you attentions and foreplay and all that other stuff. Because I know a lot of women come on here and they like, oh, I want him to be a certain size. They say the 3 6s. I got two of them. I'm 6'1". And I'm endowed, so I feel like that matters because women come up here and they say that, don't they? But I would like to make it known that I'm just like I know how to treat you right, but I know a lot of women they feel like it's not the 50s no more. They don't like men that are too nice to them, or I guess that are chivalrous or something. So I'm not a thug. I'm more of a bookworm, and I'm into tech. I used to sing, but I started smoking weed like since COVID happened. I smoked it like every day.
Baby,
I know,
I haven't heard shit out of your
I'm
mouth
just
since you said you gotta learn how to eat vagina, okay? I don't know
like
what
I
you
do,
said after that. I haven't heard
I do.
anything. See,
I'm
that's what
sorry,
it's about.
like
Since the moment you said you've been talking, your words have just been moving.
I'm
Nothing
sorry.
has
I'm
happened,
being a
nothing
Gemini, and
since the moment you said you have to learn how to eat vagina.
I say I gotta
Now,
learn how to do it better. I gotta learn how
I
to do it better.
see I'm
Like
a journalist, right? So
okay,
so y'all have to understand my journalist mindset. This is my journalist mindset. Wants to ask you a question.
sure.
Would you say you were good at pleasing men in that way?
What in orally?
Yeah.
Um, not really
Okay. Okay.
because
Okay. Okay.
my heart wasn't really like in like I'll say when it comes to men there was always shame there and I was never present
Okay.
for those people, So because there was always a part of me that felt the shame, I could never be,
Okay. 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 Okay.
But
You don't
when I
have to.
was
You
with
you
my
don't have to. We got it.
okay,
Again, that's like a lot of I'm a journalist, so my mind has these questions. This is what I do. So, but I
Yes,
with
I
this.
know. Do your
Okay,
thing,
so now
Kendra.
back to. Did a woman tell you wasn't good at
No,
that?
no, she didn't tell me I
So
wasn't
why
good. I just
do you
like she
think
was
that you're
making
not good
sounds and
at it?
things. It's because the only person that I was able to really um um try it on most recently was my ex, and yeah, she enjoyed it. She made sounds and grabbed my hair and all this, and it was nice, but I just feel like there's always room for improvement. So like I there's another thing I like to mention. I do have a few female friends from, and there's nothing between us. These are just my friends from, when I was younger. And my ex, she got jealous of my friends. Like she made a lot of things, like she tried to insinuate that one of my friend's sons was mine and all of this. It was just like a lot of things coming to her. So that's another thing. I don't want you to try to like meet me and then try to cast a whole image of who you think I am. I want you to see me for me. That's another thing. A lot of people like to project, based on their own past experiences. Like even with zodiac signs, they automatically just put you in the box. I feel like there's a lot of room for interpretation. I'm sorry, am I going off on a tangent? I'm doing a lot right now. I'm sorry, I had some weed before. I'm gonna just shut up. Go ahead. What's your next question? I used to know all the
You know,
Kendrick questions.
my questions are very basic compared to the information we just received. Does she have to look a certain
Does she, just as long as she black, as long as she
way?
black, as long as she take care of herself.
Does she
Um,
have to make a certain amount of money?
um, I'm not necessarily, but I do want you to like, um, I have a lot of women in my family that just don't feel right just sitting around not doing anything. So at least have a job or something going for yourself. That's all that matters.
Okay. Let's do the Kendrick can.
Oh, sure. Why are you making them faces like I'm one of them guests that be acting crazy on your show?
You will go down in history as one of those guys that act crazy on my show.
Oh my
You
God!
definitely,
Oh my God! Am
you
I
definitely
bombing?
stand in line with
Oh
the most memorable
no!
guests. You're definitely
No!
gonna be a part of that group.
I
Oh
came on
yes,
here
indeed.
thinking I'm sexy. I just got my shape up and my braids. I'm bombing right now. It's cool.
You're not.
It's cool.
No,
Somebody,
no, you're
whoever.
not bombing. I don't call it bombing. You're. I mean, you were just offering information. I mean,
Yeah,
I
because I feel
appreciate.
like it matters. Like,
I always appreciate transparency. I've just never heard a guy. I in questions. I once got a guy because he said I kept asking him questions, and he finally just said that the girl told him he wasn't good in bed. So that was like, okay, but you offered to tell us that you don't give you
oh
don't.
no, I'm good in bed.
Oh no, he's good in bed. It's just down there he has to learn how to eat better.
Yeah, I'm like, if you down, I just need to practice. Like, that's all.
You're but the great thing is you're willing to become a perfectionist.
Exactly. And with my ex, I couldn't tell if she was faking or not. Sometimes I can't tell
So
because
you
she
want
was the
someone
only.
to teach you
She
that's
was
gonna be honest with you
That's
and
gonna be
tell you.
honest. Like, tell me about, like, I want to learn your body. I want to explore. So I want you to be vocal. Like a closed mouth don't get fed. Like, who sits there if you're not being pleased and you don't open your mouth? Like, say something. That's another thing. I want you to be like comfortable with expressing yourself. If you're in a place where you feel uncomfortable, I need you to open up your mouth. But okay, did I do? Want
Literally.
me to go back to?
Open
All
up
right,
your
I'm
mouth so
sorry.
he can open up his mouth. Literally.
Right, I like that. That was nice. You're good, Ken. You're so good. I can't believe I'm on your show. This is crazy. All right. Can you see me? I know I'm dark skinned. All you see is eyes and teeth. You can see me?
We can see you, boo. Your light is working. We can see. What was your last relationship?
My last relationship was my ex. I was telling you about it. Ended August 2021.
Okay. You don't have to answer, but I'm gonna ask. When's the last time you was intimate with someone?
Um, November.
Okay. This is women, right? Women only.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Why do you think you're single?
I think I'm single because I've been a hermit. I've been in the house a lot. I work from home, and I really haven't been like going out. I really don't know. I don't know how to. I don't know how to like get women like that. Like the girl that I got with, that was online. It wasn't like I don't know. I never learned like all the stuff that I should have learned that most men learn when they were like, you know, in their teen years or early 20s. Like I'm just learning. Like I'm kind of like a late bloomer with these things. Like nobody taught me game and all of that stuff. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean?
Mm, okay, fair enough, fair enough. So why would a woman be lucky to be with you?
Um, because I'm going to treat you good. I'm not going to have you stressing out and having nightmares about me cheating on you. Um, I know how to clean my chicken. I know how to cook. Um, that's I feel like that's important. I'm gonna need her to know how to cook as well, because my ex didn't know how to cook, and yeah, that was a bummer. Let's see. You don't have to live in New York, but preferably like if you live nearby. Um, I don't really try to do uh, long distance relationships, and
Okay.
uh, so I'm trying to think of some more. I
There's
know how to
more.
date. I know how to go on dates. I know how to plan everything. I actually prefer to plan everything. I know a lot of women say that, like they want their man to take initiative and plan. I know how to do. I know how to do all that. Let's see. I'm sorry. I'm a little. I'm still a little nervous. Like this is still crazy to me.
It's us too. We're all equally. We are all
No,
equally
no.
shocked.
Yeah, I don't mean to. You know why, dude? You
Well,
know
let
why
me
I'm so
say this. Let me
transparent?
say this though. Let me say this about you. I love your transparency. And I think the issue that we have nowadays is that we don't speak up enough about our desires and our wants and your vulnerability. And I think that's a good quality. I do think being vulnerable enough to live in your truth, to say what you're willing to learn, that really is something that I sincerely, all jokes aside, respect. I
Thank
respect,
you.
and I think more people will respect that because we're living in a time where people are just afraid to be transparent because of judgments. You know, I understand this is the internet, so I can understand this platform. But even when there's nobody watching, people are not being honest. They're not speaking up. They're not saying their truth for whatever reason. So I gotta say this: I respect you for being
Thank you, Kendra.
vulnerable enough. I
Thank you.
do.
We can't get anywhere if we're not like open. How am I gonna know you?
Yeah.
You know, I feel like in the beginning, people are. There's this YouTube channel I follow. It's called School of Life, and they talk about being too polite in love, like how certain people when they're in relationships with people, they're over polite, and they really don't express how they're really feeling when they're frustrated and things like that. And I want to foster more of that, like in my relationships. I want people to feel comfortable to express, you know, instead of bottling things in and then waiting until like you erupt and then all of that just
Right.
comes out.
Let
I
me ask
also
you
like
something.
to,
I'm going to go back to something because you made it very clear you want to be a dad, right?
yeah.
And I respect that. And you said a couple of times she has to have ovaries in order to have a child. But let's say you meet a woman because you don't really know. Sometimes, I mean, you could be in that age category, and there's some women who still have pregnancy issues, regardless if they're in the age category or not. So if you meet a woman and everything was good, but she couldn't bear children, would that end the relationship for you?
If I already got like attached, I don't think it'll end a relationship. I will probably with that woman look for other options,
Okay.
and start a family that way.
Okay, fair enough. All
Yeah.
right, well, let's do it. Your age range again. What was your age range, Tyrell?
My age range is 25 to 35, even 40. But you know, if you're as long as you're willing to have children.
Right. You know what's so funny about this? I just realized you said a lot of jaw dropping things. It's so I've been doing the show for 3 years
Mm.
that for a guy to tell me he is bisexual, well, was once dated men, that doesn't even like that doesn't shock me anymore, right? Like I have heard that plenty of times at this moment. But when you say you're not good at eating PUSSY,
I
that was more shocking to me. That was more shocking to me because no one's ever said that on my show. So it's so funny that a man can tell me that I used to date men, and I'm like, oh, okay. What are you doing later for lunch? Like I hear that all. I've heard it a lot. But to say, oh, by the way, I don't know how to eat vagina. Someone has to teach me. I was like, what?
See, see,
What? So it goes to
see.
show you. It goes to show you. I'm trying to learn myself. Like, dang, I wasn't even
I'm
shocked
gonna
by the
just
first
say,
thing you said.
I could just use more experience. It was just my ex that I did it with. You know, one of my female friends told me to look for the little girl in the boat, and she told me to kiss it like this. She told me to go like on the clitoris, like. And then the thing was, when I was ready to do it, I asked her, like, can you turn on the light? She didn't want to turn on the lights for me to see. She would put my finger on it, like, oh, here the clitoris right here. It's like, turn the light on so I could get a visual image of where it is, you know? You get what I'm saying? Like, how I'm supposed to find that little thing? I'm just saying. I'm just saying. But, oh, I also wanted to mention this,
You
Kendra.
want to mention something
Um,
else?
so
Oh, okay.
one other thing, because I've seen a lot of other men come onto your show with this. Um, I wanted to talk about the fact that there's a real, I feel like there's a real attack on like image of like a strong black man taking care of his family, like, or the attack on masculinity. I know it's a lot of buzz online about that, you know, and I just want people to remember like like post-traumatic slave syndrome. I don't know if anybody read the book, but that's a real thing. Like a lot of factors or a lot of remnants from slavery, like psychologically, and a lot of things like in media and on TV that we see where like image of a black man is attacked, and it's a lot of young boys that's being raised without that image in their home, like to emulate after that. And that's what like young boys have to be raised into men, like they have to be taught how to be men, you know. And I feel like it's really important nowadays for us to pay more attention to that. Like, you know, when I was first when I the man I never met my father, but there was a guy named Curtis that my mom was with, and I believed he was my father until I turned 9 years old, you know. And then he got arrested after that, and that's when she told me that my father was somebody totally different, you know. And that kind of put me in a different place as a young boy, you know. And I just wanted to. I know it's everybody watch a show. Like this is crazy, but I just wanted to let like I have friends that are single mothers, and I try to encourage them every day to, like, if they have sons, to make sure that they have some type of positive, even young girls, you know. It's good for that image to be in the house, for them to see it somewhere or have some kind of interaction with healthy role models that they can see themselves being like or emulating themselves after. But I just wanted to say that.
Okay. But just that, I mean, we're gonna go, but just to piggyback on that
Okay.
real quick, if a woman is a single mom, it's because the man's not there, right?
Right.
So it goes both ways. I always say that women, you choose the father of your child unless you're raped, right? Unless you're raped and you had sex against your will, you are the final decision maker of who you're gonna have children with. So you do have to take responsibility in who you decide to procreate with. But also, men have to take responsibility
Right.
in being fathers. There's a lot of like saying, "Oh, there's no man in the home." Well, why isn't the
Yeah.
man not in the home? You
Yeah.
know,
Where
like
he at?
why isn't he? You know, but I think it goes both ways. It's not as simple as saying it's his fault. It's not as simple as
Yeah.
saying it's her fault. It's as simple as saying two people just made a decision that is gonna have a child that's created without having a two-parent home.
Right.
And it's
Agreed.
not just a black thing. I know it seems like it's just only thing that happens in our community, but a lot of races go through that. But that's a deeper conversation.
Well,
There's not a one
thank you.
answer to it. We have to go, but let's see if we can find you love. You don't care if she's
I
in the
appreciate
Bronx.
you.
Give them your Facebook page.
Oh, it's just Tyrell Jackson, my
Okay.
Facebook page. It's
Okay.
my name.
Okay. Well, we have to go and you get to practicing. You get to
Thank you.
practicing.
I hope so. I hope I get some
I
answers
think
in
you
my
might
DM.
find a lot of women that won't mind you volunteering on them.
Oh,
That's one
okay,
thing I
I'm
think
down.
women will not mind helping you with.
I'm down for that. So I'm here. But yes, it was a blessing to speak with you, Kendra. I appreciate you.
Okay.
Thank you.
Bye, sweetheart.
All right.
Woo, child. Woo, child. I told, you know, 3 years, 3 years, April. Next month. Next month will be the 3-year anniversary from the moment when I created the show. I created it on Instagram. Instagram is the first location. We came to Facebook in 2021. So Facebook will have their 2-year anniversary in November. And I just am here to tell you that I still get shocked after 3 years. I still get, because I'm the only person, I guarantee no one's seen every show. I've seen, I've been a part of every single show I've ever had. Zach Boog was a guest co-host, but then I was a part of that show too. So from all the platforms, I still just, and then I want to say this. People like to call my show ratchet. Let me tell you why I don't like the terminology ratchet. Because I really have all types of people on the show. And I think these people exist everywhere. It's just for some reason they're comfortable sharing everything with me and you watching. But if you were to sit and talk with your single friends and literally ask my questions, you will be blown away too. I trust and believe it. Everyone has something shocking that they would reveal. Everyone. Maybe not as shocking as that, but everybody got something. Let's keep going, y'all.